Games.
Hey guys, welcome back to the bonus video for Nicktoons Unite. I am Whatchamagivit.
I'm Mega Remaster 1.
And I'm Vegas Bro.
And we are
The Gamer's Garage!
This is going to be a video basically going through the rest of the upgrades we have yet to show and showing you the best way to grind for coins to get them.
So, as what just said, we're going to be getting coins, but obviously we didn't get enough during our playthrough. Now, in my opinion, the best way to grind for coins is, well, if you're not getting them in a regular stage, you can get them in Jimmy's lab, because there were a ton whenever we came back, but the only thing is, in order to gain access to Jimmy's lab, you have to refight one of the bosses and then press continue from the Goddard access screen. So,
what we do is fight Vlad because it's probably the shortest and easiest fight to do.
So we're just going to be fighting Vlad a whole bunch and getting coins here.
Yeah, basically we recommend that you do Vlad as well.
And now every coin is back, and on top of that, this is basically New Game Plus, so you can play any stage with any power.
This is the job for Cliff.
So we're just going to be doing this a couple times, and then after that, we'll be showing you all of the upgraded forms.
Yes, we'll show you
all the power.
All the powers that way. It's compiled into one video for you guys who want to see them.
We'll go into a few of the extras as well. So we'll see you guys back here whenever we have enough money for the abilities.
Yep, see you back here.
Oh, I also want to add this part. You can also, if you're going in a regular stage, you can look at our coin totals from each of the episodes. My guess is that either Fairy World or Inside of Goddard has the most coins, but honestly, I feel like it's easier just to fight Vlad over and over and get the ton of coins that are in Jimmy's lab.
Especially where you're at, if you're like us, we went through the main game and we're able to upgrade most of these guys while having to replay a few stages, but you shouldn't have too much grinding to do, and Jimmy's lab should put you just over the edge for what you need.
It's also worth mentioning that selecting your loaded file will allow you to play any stage that you've already played. So this is kind of how we were able to redo Jellyfish Fields and the Jellyfish Factory whenever we had lost those recordings. So my best piece of advice to you, just pick a boss that you can get through easily, and then it'll allow you to go to Jimmy's lab next by clicking continue on the Goddard screen.
Alright guys, so at this point we actually have everything here. If you take a look at all these abilities here, we have unlocked every single thing. So at this point, we're going to go into a level and show off all these abilities to you all. So we'll see you there.
Sounds good.
Alright, so we're going to be showing off your upgrades. First we're going to start with SpongeBob's abilities. So with your upgraded regular move here, you can do this and it will charge and not take near as much purple energy to do. As you can see, so we go on to the next one, the Bubble Bomb.
That's the standard.
That's the standard, but if you hold it in for longer, the second ability will allow you to make a bigger bomb, and I think it does more damage or something like that.
If not, then it probably has like a bigger blast radius for enemies.
That is the bomb.
And then if you hold A next, while you're doing Doodle Bob,
I'm gonna hold A here,
and then throw it. You'll basically make a bigger Doodle Bob and attract more than one enemy.
As opposed to this normal one, which is much smaller. And as for his final thing here, so I need this. First of all, you do this normally. But if you want to do the next level, you absorb this water, you can do a jump, and then a pound, and it does a much bigger radius. With the upgraded fully. So that does it for SpongeBob's. We'll meet you next for another one.
Okay, what we have first is Jimmy's Tornado Blaster. Simply tapping A, you get Short Blast. Holding in A will give you an actual Vortex.
And launch a Vortex Grenade, and it looked like your Tornado Blast actually was, it looked like your radius was a lot faster.
Right.
Or was a lot farther.
Up next, we have the Flare. So just a simple tap of the A is, of course, a regular Flare. Charging up with A.
Will release multiple flares, and I believe it'll stun. It's a larger stun radius?
Yeah, the flare stuns enemies, so that will, with that.
And up next is the quarterback gear.
That's the standard. I
And
believe that'll just kind of do more damage. Admittedly, that one's not so impressive.
Yeah, they'll
yeah, I
do-
thought I would have a better boost than that, but apparently not. And of course, a shrink ray.
Which we demonstrated in episode 2. No, 3.
Yep.
B.
Let's get started.
Normally, you can only shrink stunned enemies whenever you do the ground pound, but you can also shrink everybody in that blast radius, including us. We just turn back after we do one punch.
Let's
But it'll shrink everything
Yeah.
in
Now
the,
for the second.
radius and take less power.
That's it. Then.
That's it for Jimmy.
Yep.
Now, we'll actually have to find a couple enemies to show for both Danny and Timmy's final abilities. Alright, so Danny and Timmy are actually pretty unique because I believe their standard attacks change the most. So before, Danny was only throwing one punch at a time, and then he would follow it with like a one-kick combo after 2 punches. Here, now, the strong punch that was the first upgrade is now the standard attack. And then after doing a few at a time, he'll do kind of like a diving kick, and then it'll also act as a stun. And then if you hold down A, you can charge up some ectoplasmic energy, and then I believe this will kill pretty much a grunt in one hit. Here's phase shift. I don't actually recall what the one upgrade is. I want to say both upgrades are just allow you to... I collected health. I didn't actually mean to do that because we're going to show off Remedy in a few minutes. But I believe both upgrades just allow you to be phase shifted for a much longer amount of time. The Ghostly Whale, the first upgrade, allows for a larger range, and then it will also reduce the amount of power it consumes because the meter's going down slower than it did. And then for the last ability, we'll actually need some enemies.
We'll see in a second for that.
Alright guys, so now I've already shown off every enemy that you can overshadow in the game and what their abilities are, but we're just showing it again here for completion's sake. So pretty much every overshadowed enemy has a standard attack, and then if you hold down A, there's an additional one. So I can actually throw their little projectile orbs. So there's that, and then on to Timmy. Alright guys, so these are the final abilities for Timmy. Now before, whenever you would hold down A, it would cause you to fire 3. That was the first upgrade. That was 3 star flingers. Now, if you actually hold down A, it releases a big star and turns enemies into toys. But beyond that, if you throw them as toys, 2 coins pop out of them. If you don't use our method, let's get away from the enemies now because we've done everything we can with them. If you feel the need to grind for coins and not redo the bosses to get to Jimmy's lab, then I guess that's another way to do it. But the way we did it was way faster because we only had to fight Vlad like 4 or 5 times to get all the coins we needed.
So there's pretty much a piece of cake for us.
All right, now don't collect that. Oh, okay, never mind. We're not all the way upgraded because we want to show off Remedy as well. Anyway, Timmy's second is the Freeze Glove. Essentially, you charge up A, and then it allows for a larger blast radius, and then you can also shoot these little craters of water as well, but it doesn't really do anything in the long run.
Let's stay over here. Stay over here.
Cleft the Boy Chin Wonder, you can essentially hold down A, and you hold down A, and then it'll create a fissure in the ground, which I'm having trouble trying to get him to do. There we go. And then that'll travel in a straight line. And then the final one is Remedy, which will upgrade us much quicker, and it'll consume less power. So as you can see, it's going up much faster than it did when we used it in Fairy World. And there you go. That is every single character's abilities and what they do. And of course, if you have any confusion on what the next upgrade does, you can press X on that power in the menu screen and it should tell you.
I'll meet you back to the title screen to mention a few more brief things and then we'll end off the video.
Alright guys, now as we've mentioned, the PS2 version does have one perk over the GameCube version, and that is that it comes with extra bonuses, which you would get to by going to the extras. Now, of course, that menu's not here because it's the GameCube version, but if it were here, you would get 3 things. If you have cross-save feature from any of these games, Attack of the Great Juju Challenge, Barnyard, and SpongeBob Lights, Camera, Pants, you would be able to access the characters' alternate skins. you would be able to access a concept art gallery, and you'd be able to access the cheats, which I believe we'll probably list on screen now. And then if we can find a picture here of the alternate costumes, we'll go ahead and show those as well. Danny is in his human form, and basically I think it's just a palette swap because it doesn't really like account for his shirt going down past his pants, so that one's kind of lame. Timmy is in his action-packed outfit from when the episode of Fairly Odd Parents action-packed whenever he wished his life was an action movie. He's like that. SpongeBob is dressed as Mermaid Man, and Jimmy is wearing tux in reference to, I believe, the Big Fat Spy Wedding episode of Jimmy Neutron.
I was almost thinking that it was that Hulk alter ego from the N-Men. That would have been better, like gave him super strength.
I don't know if that episode was out yet. But anyway, if you have any of these 3 games as part of the cross-save feature, you can unlock those extras. And the concept art gallery goes into kind of the other things I pointed out, like Retroville being more fleshed out and what they originally intended, and just things like that. And the final thing I actually want to show is on the title screen. On the title screen here, there are actually some inconsistencies between this and the actual box art. For instance, Danny doesn't have the emblem on his chest, and while Jimmy is wielding his tornado blaster here, on the cover of the game, he's actually wielding an entirely different weapon, very similar to what Timmy's wielding now. And Timmy does not have his Starflinger at all, so this was likely drawn before they settled on using Cosmo and Wanda.
You know, I didn't really pick up on that. I really didn't, but I see what you mean.
Yeah, and there'll be a little comparison on screen for you guys. But anyway, that's pretty much everything I wanted to show in this game, so that'll do it for Nicktoons Unite.
It's been a long time coming, but like I said, this was always meant to be our second playthrough here, and I really enjoyed putting it together here for you guys.
So did I.
As for our next one, we don't know when or what that will be. We have some ideas, but when the time comes, we will let you guys know and release videos similar like we did for this one, announcing them on our channels. So until whenever we do next, this has been WatchMeGiveIt,
Megami Master 1,
And Vegas Bro.
and we are
The Gamer's Garage!
See you guys again, hopefully in the somewhat near future. Bye-bye.
On a computer screen near you.
See you later.